No doubt God has spoken to you during Maximise Life, but what have you done to activate the word you have heard? Life transformation is not in the listening or shouting, but in doing. Now it's time to act. Purchase your copy of the Maximise Life products today at the Revelation Base so that you can relieve the teaching ministry of Pastor Michael Smith. In the Light of His Grace, Part 1.
When we're humble, the abundant grace of God flows to us. But when we're proud, it's like that grace is flowing and we just move ourselves out of the flow of that grace. Are you saying God can't forgive pride? That's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm saying there is a resistance that comes into our lives when we walk in pride that is not in our lives when we walk in humility.
The Tangible Grace of God, Part 1.
In church, I came all the way across the pond to tell you, stop looking at the Bible and memorizing facts. Start looking around and find out what God is working supernaturally in you. He doesn't just want heroes of faith 2,000 years ago. He wants our very lives to point that He is a living God and a loving Father.
In the Light of His Grace, Part 2.
You know, the first time you preach, or the first time you serve, the first time you make your presentation at work, you're in the back. Oh, Father, I thank you for your grace upon me. I thank you for your power, Lord. But by your 10th presentation, I got this. Look at me. And here all of a sudden, what happens? What happens to the grace flow? Those that humbly receive that grace, but you're not going to humbly receive it unless you first acknowledge it. I need you on my first presentation, and I need you on my 100th presentation, just as much as the first time.
The Tangible Grace of God, Part 2.
Because if you're in your life right now waiting for all of your problems, all of your challenges, and all your difficulties to cease before you start living this life and squeezing the life of God out, you're going to miss it. We think that when life is totally at peace, then we'll, when I don't have this difficulty, I'll finally be on my way to the will of God. You are not on your way to the will of God for your life. You are in it right now.
In the Light of His Grace, Part 3.
They say, he's arrogant, she's opinionated, she did this, she did that. No matter what they say, you can't control what they say. Your job is just make sure that what they're saying negative is just not true. And then God has to sort out all that other stuff.
Along with other messages by Pastor Matthew ASHIMOLOWO, Dr. Cindy Tree, and Bishop TUDOR BISMARK, don't just depend on what you've written in your notes, but by purchasing a copy of the CD, DVDs, MP3s, and MP4s, you'll be empowered to listen to and watch on the go. So purchase your copy of the Maximise Life products today at the Revelation Base.